Hey guys, Kev here, and welcome back to the channel. Everyone's playing Oblivion, the remaster, but I'm not. I went back and played the original, and people have asked me why. They think that's crazy talk. And the truth is, I've never played Oblivion. I never got into the Elder Scrolls series, like at all. I tried Skyrim back in the day, but it just didn't click for me like it did for other people. And I think the reason why it didn't, I think I honestly just didn't give it a fair chance. I'm going to go back and maybe try it again. Um, because I was honestly looking for something more akin to Dragon Age Origins. I used to play as far as like skills and leveling and everything goes, and the Elder Scrolls isn't that. And I like historically, I should say, I like a particular kind of RPG, and I like a lot of people. I used to think of RPGs as just one kind of thing, and as I've been like just kind of branching out and playing more different kinds of games, more different kinds of RPGs in particular, I've learned that RPGs can be so many different things, so many different kind of genres, and it's really opened my mind and changed my outlook on what an RPG is and can be. Now, there are definitely some things that just are called RPGs and aren't, like Horizon Zero Dawn or the Assassin's Creed games, like and God of War. Those things aren't RPGs; those are action games with skill trees. They don't give you the freedom of choice. They don't give you meaningful stats. There are no different kind of character builds and classes that are like meaningfully different. It's all surface level RPG mechanics. So I wouldn't call those games necessarily RPGs. But then when you go into like the JRPGs, it's a little different versus say a tactical RPG, a strategy RPG, or CRPG. The real, true, traditional ARPGs. I'm talking about like the stuff like Diablo and Path of Exile and Grim Dawn, Chaos Bane, stuff like that. Those to me are like the true action RPGs, the ARPGs, and we have a lot of action games posing as RPGs that people just call action RPGs. But that's a whole nother discussion I might get into in another video. Anyway, back to Oblivion. Loving this game right now. The reasons I didn't play the remaster though is because again, I just was never into the Elder Scrolls. I never got attached to it, which is crazy because if you asked me who were some of my favorite game developers in the industry, Bethesda's up there for me, along with Atlas and Nintendo and classic BioWare. They are some of my favorites, but I primarily say that because of my love for Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. And Starfield. Yes, I'm a Starfield lover. I haven't talked about it really on this channel, but I really like Starfield. So when I look at like those games, and Skyrim has some of that DNA, but I was looking for something more akin to Dragon Age Origins. And since that wasn't that in terms of like leveling and skills and builds and choice and consequences, the way it works is very different in the Bethesda game. I kind of just wrote it off. It wasn't what I was thinking about. And after writing off Skyrim, I kind of just wrote off the Elder Scrolls entirely. It wasn't until actually the night before his shadow dropped that I saw everybody on Twitter like, oh, really through that weekend. So I saw it a little bit on Sunday. People were like hyping up the remaster. And then I saw it a lot Monday night. And I said, you know what? I already got this for free on GOG. They gave away, between Amazon and GOG themselves, they gave away all of the Elder Scrolls games except for Skyrim. And I also own a copy of Oblivion on Steam, though it doesn't work. It just crashes every time I try to launch it on Steam. It works perfectly fine on the Steam Deck, which is weird, just doesn't work on Windows. And I couldn't figure out why, but it works perfectly fine on GOG. So I just play it on GOG. And this game holds up really, really well. Surprisingly, graphically, frame rate wise, story wise, mechanically. I love the Xbox 360 era of games, PS3 era, mid 2000s games anyway. I think they still look great for the most part. Just put them at the right resolution and aspect ratio. I think most of them look good. And I think that still holds true for Oblivion. And the gameplay, I mean, it has that classic Bethesda jank. You either like that or you don't. I like it. And for me, it just still holds up. Love Saridil as a region. I think it's a beautiful region. I love doing the Chaos Gates. The Chaos Gates are awesome. Once I realized you get those sigils and they let you upgrade your armor, I was like, oh, this is great. I like that. I wish the game told you a little more about like its systems and things, because I find myself looking up stuff. That would probably be like another, at least one piece of criticism that I would have for the game. And it's surprisingly stable for it being a Bethesda game. I've only had like one or two crashes, and I'm about 30 hours in. That's another thing too. I've been, like I said, hooked addicted. I usually don't get 30 hours of gaming in a week. I usually get like maybe 20 at best. But I'm about 30 hours into this playthrough, a week in, and I have zero regrets about buying the remaster. Just because everything holds up. The story still holds well. I don't need to have like TAA and an upscaler just to make it play right. So I love those things. And then it's fully moddable, because it was questionable whether the remaster would be moddable. And that was a big part of why I chose the original as well. Coming to find out, we're starting to see, yeah, you can mod it. They've had some mods. There was a whole debacle with one of the mods on Nexus Mods that I'm not going to get into. But they removed it, then put it back, whatever. So the new version is moddable. But at this point, like I said, I'm already 30 hours in. I'm not going to start over on a new playthrough. I really enjoy my character. I built a warrior orc, and he has a hammer, like a big iron hammer. That's primarily what I use. I'm really leveling into blunt weapons and heavy armor and personality, which that's kind of weird. I know to level orc into personality, because nobody really likes orcs in this world. I'm learning. But it's been a fun story so far. I'm not going to spoil too much of the story. All I'm going to say is you open up the game, and the first tutorial area, basically, it's like the first 30 minutes. The Emperor dies. He's murdered by assassins. And these gates to Oblivion start opening up, which is like almost looks like hell when you go into the gates, because you actually go into the into these Oblivion gates, and you have to close them by going up these going through these little sections of hell and closing the Oblivion gate by taking the sigil, which then allows you to upgrade your weapons or armor, gives them special abilities depending on which sigil you take, and every tower has a different one. So that's all really cool and really great. And basically you have to find the king's successor, and then they have to go light this dragon fire to stop the Oblivion gates from opening and keep the realm safe. So I'm playing through this, and I'm going through this process, and the main story is actually captivating. And the side missions and side quests are awesome. Like, there's so many great stories. I went through one story where I had to go talk to this shrine to get an artifact, and the shrine told me that, hey, if I go into this cavern and kill a bunch of vampires for it, then it will give me the artifact I need. And those vampires were hard. And even when I looked it up online to make sure I just wasn't doing anything like off or wrong. No, even online it said, no, this mission's just hard. Like, I died probably about 8 or 9 times before I actually got it down. And then it's right next to an Oblivion gate, because I tried to think, oh, what if I just lure these guys outside, because they kept jumping me and ganging up on me, and I would die that way. And so what I eventually did was say, hey, what if I lure them outside? I lured them outside, but then I would get monsters from the Oblivion gate helping them to jump me. I eventually got it. That made me figure out how to use potions, or potions, and it taught me taught me to use poisons on my weapons, and then I used the poisons basically to do dot damage until they died while I'm doing my other strength damage too. And the poisons in this game are really powerful, especially if you use them side by side with like heavy weapons and armor in your strength build, like I am. So that's just one example of one of the missions and one of the stories. There are a bunch of different stories and missions in this game like this. Sometimes there's just little like dungeons. Like, I found that you have like these forts that are effectively dungeons, and I've done one or two that had no story context to them whatsoever. I just went in there and killed a bunch of bandits and looted them for some really good armor and weapons, and I'd sell stuff I don't want to raise a bunch of money, and just cleared them out, and then went and did whatever else. That's fun also. So there's a lot going on in this game. What I would say, just like any Bethesda game, do the side content. Try the game out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you tried the Oblivion, either the remake or the original. I might go back and get the remake at some point, but right now I'm having so much fun with the original that I don't see a real need to. But I'm sure there's going to be some point where I'm going to want to, and it's going to be like $20 or something, and I might consider it then. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this game in the comment section if you've played it. If you have not, tell me why not. Are you maybe playing something else? I know Clair Obscur just came out, and that was actually like a game I was really hyped for. It kind of snuck up on me, and now I'm so hooked on Oblivion that I don't know when I'm going to get to Clair Obscur either, but I do want to play that as well. But let me know. I'll talk to you guys in the comments soon. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.